Hello, thank you. Today, this is Real Talk with Miss Brenda. I'm Miss Brenda, and today with me I have Mr. Beau Gregory, who is Director of Operations at the Love Lady Center, Director of just, if you listen to him, just about everything. And I think you're really going to enjoy hearing him today. Beau also is my son, and he is also the one who fought me going into the ministry. He wanted me to sit home. He said, why couldn't I just sit at home and rock the grandchildren on the front porch? Why did I think I had to go out and do this ministry? I didn't think it, but God did. And I knew Beau was meant to be part of it. Matter of fact, when I wrote my first book, Beau read the book and he said, Mother, you made me sound like I'm not even saved. I did not make him sound like that. I just made him sound like he wasn't ready to follow what God had for him in his life. I don't know if you're ready or not, but we're going to talk to Beau and find out what happens when God really gets hold of you. He's one of the funniest people I know. He has a house full of monkeys and dogs, and he drags them with him everywhere. He's quite a character. But he is a man that God has him wrapped around his finger. And I am so honored that he is my son. Going to make me cry here. I love him, and it is an honor for him to be with me. Beau, tell us a little bit about yourself. What were you doing? Why did you think that you shouldn't be part of the ministry?
Well, I think all that's a little bit of an exaggeration. It's not necessarily that
It's not exaggerated.
Didn't think I should be
It
part
took
of
him
the
like
ministry.
7 years to even move back home.
I was somewhat in the middle of what I felt like I was good at, and I just didn't. It just didn't feel right. I guess I don't know, and I still feel this way today. I think the biggest part of it, especially then, is I didn't feel worthy, and I still don't. But God kept tugging on me, and I mean, quite frankly, I'm not worthy. But
who is worthy?
I don't know.
I mean, none of us are worthy.
But I can only look at
We're
myself.
saved by grace.
I understand, but I can only look at myself at the time, and still to this day, I wake up every day and I think, well, they probably ought to have somebody else for this job. But I do it, and God still keeps bringing me right in the middle of it every day. So.
Oh, my goodness. Y'all would not believe how many people he has touched, and you would not believe the job he is doing. Our building, I mean, we've got new windows, new air conditioners. The development team gets grants, and Beau gets the work done. It is impossible to believe the difference in it. I'm just astounded that he doesn't feel like he does a good job.
Well, it's not that I feel. I don't. They handle a lot of it. I just happen to oversee the problems. If that makes any sense. I mean,
you get every contractor. You get everything.
Well, not always, but I do tend to deal with mostly issues, and we have a lot of issues. I mean,
yeah.
Do
we ever?
Yes, we have a lot of issues. I somewhat oversee the projects, the kitchen maintenance.
How many meals are y'all putting out a day?
Almost 2,000 meals a day.
2,000 meals a day.
Right.
He developed a program called Manna, and we feed the neighborhood people and people that don't have enough food. Incredible. We have a whole separate building of that.
Through Manna, we feed about 300 families a week times 4 people in a family times 3 meals a day. So, I mean, when you do the math on that, it's about 20,000 meals a month, I think, through Manna alone.
For just Manna?
Just through Manna. So, and sometimes
that's a lot of people, a lot of food.
It is a lot of food.
And I mean, and it runs so smoothly.
I will not say that. I mean, it may seem like it until you're.
It looks like it, but I mean, the cars line up all through the neighborhood.
Well, the neighborhood sometimes dislikes us because The cars line up. We do that used to do it 2 days a week. Now we do it 1 day a week. So the cars line up for 6, 8, 10 blocks and block the neighbors' driveways. They get mad at us, but when it's all over with, and it's a mad rush for a few hours, but when it's over with, it's a blessing. Get cussed out because you didn't put as many mashed potatoes in this person's box as they saw in the box beforehand. And so sometimes it's hard to remember that it's such a blessing, but overall it really is.
You know, that humbles me to think about the people that don't have food. And because of what all of y'all do that listen to this and give to us, we're able to feed all these people. And such a blessing that everybody is to us.
It really is. Tomorrow, thanks to a group in Trustful, we're able to give out 250 turkeys tomorrow. So, that's 250 families. And then the ones that don't get turkeys, we've got chickens on backup, whole chickens. So, this week will be a super blessing for people with it being Thanksgiving.
And by the time you see this, Thanksgiving will be over, and those people will already have everything they need. But why? What did you, when I was going into the ministry, what was your biggest problem with it?
Well, I think at that time you were. It seemed huge, I guess. It wasn't necessarily that I had a problem with the ministry. It just seemed. I know you, and it's things that tend to start out small and they grow quickly. It was just, I felt like it was getting out of hand very, very quickly. And then I'm thinking, she's whatever, how old you were at that time, 50 something. Actually, my age now, and I think about that every day, thinking, I'm sitting there thinking, man, some days about retiring, and now I think about you just started Love Lady about that same time as I am right now. And that's pretty amazing. So I think you were just ramping up, and it just
I didn't
took
know
off.
the need was going to be so big, and I didn't know that God was going to bless us so much. I didn't know any of that stuff.
Well, he has for sure. He has for sure. So, but I don't think it's like I disliked the ministry so much. Even when I was out of town, I would try to support it. At that time I was doing other things, but I've sent a
Building
huge tractor
marinas
trailer.
and bars and all that kind of stuff
I
in
was
Gulf
still-
Shores. He lived in Gulf Shores. He had moved to Gulf Shores.
I built a lot of homes in Gulf Shores, a handful of restaurants and bars, as you put it.
Well, man,
Marinas.
that's what it was.
So, part of it, I was probably having fun too, and God put an end to that too. So, he'll slow you down when he's ready for you to slow down. And it was
He
time.
slowed you down,
Yes,
hadn't
he
he?
did.
You skidded right on.
Yeah.
Well, maybe having all the monkeys and stuff like that. How many monkeys you got now?
3.
3 monkeys.
My babies. I love my monkeys.
His kids get grown. He's an empty nester. And so what does he do? He fills the nest up with monkeys that can't leave him.
Well, I always wanted a monkey. Like, I was obsessed with it growing up, and then
He did want a monkey.
finally found one, and then it just kind of grew into 3.
He's got a monkey named Prince Harry.
H-A-I-R-Y, not H-A-R-R-Y.
Okay. Well, I didn't know how that went. So, we got that going on. You got, what did you think, how your tolerance toward the women in the center was pretty low?
It was. I would get very aggravated, I think, with a lot of them. And then it seems like the ones that I got the most aggravated with are the ones that I love the most now. I see their hearts. And we have some of the best women that you could ever imagine, even though they tend to have gotten in trouble, whether it be through their own actions or their men, you know. A lot of bad men tend to bring them down. But no more mental illness. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. So I absolutely love the women, although I still get a little short-tempered with some of them every once in a while. But for the most part, I see their heart, and they're some of the if I was to have to go to war, sometimes I'd pick those women over soldiers. That they literally would lay their lives down for us. They're
What a wonderful thing to say.
I feel like they're truly my family.
We had one woman that nobody could do anything with but Beau. And Beau was actually her contact at the hospital to make decisions for her. I mean, she was not that old, but she had so many health problems. And she got to know Beau, and she trusted him. And Beau went to the hospital. She ended up dying.
She did.
But you didn't have to make the decision.
No, I got in touch with her son, and that was one of the best things in the world too. It was throughout all of that, her and her son had somewhat been estranged for umpteen years. 20 years, and finally we're able to get in touch with him, and that ended up being just a absolute beautiful thing. She made peace with him. He made peace with her. He flew in when we had to make the decision. Spent a week with us, quite a few days. We planned her service. It was phenomenal. He actually contacted me last month when we had our alumni, and said, "I really feel close to Mom right now," and it was pretty heartbreaking. And he said, "I'm thinking about trying to make it from Texas, but I don't have the money." Told him we would help him get here if he wanted to. And anyway, he ended up not being able to make it. But to make a long story short, he was able to build that relationship back with his mom. And even though she's not here to enjoy it as much as what it should be,
she died in peace.
She died in peace.
I mean, it's just story after story, you guys. And I don't know if any of you listen have any kind of issues or drug problems or anything like that. But I can tell you, we got the answer at Love Lady. You got the answer out there, but you might not know it. The answer is a relationship with Jesus. I know, Miss Brenda, don't preach to us. I don't know another way that will work for you. Do you, Beau?
No. And with Jesus, the thing's love. You know, you walk down the halls at Love Lady, that's, I love you, I love you, I love you. I was on the elevator going up to Melinda's office today, and literally 4 people that passed me told me they love me, and they love. So, I mean, it's even the men that we have working there. Before you know it, we're all telling each other we love each other. I talked to I mean, some rough ones, some of the construction guys, and every time they hang up the phone, love you, Beau, love you, Beau.
I think this is wonderful. It's like God has put a big old love fest out in these, and it's not there's nothing worldly about it. It's all a spiritual love. And
half of the time we don't even like each other, and we still tell each other we love each other.
I think that is so awesome. You know, yesterday we had our Thanksgiving feast, and I had my picture made probably 100 times, loving on people. It was just wonderful. God has, something you can't see, or you can't look at, or you can't hear. All you can do is feel the wonderful love of Jesus. And if you think, well, that's crazy, but I just want help, you come. You don't have to You don't have to come in our door wanting Jesus. That's fine with us. You just come to us, and we'll see what happens to you. But Beau was somebody that with low tolerance, and listen to him talk. I'll go down to his office, and women are going to him with their problems, and sometimes I say, Beau, come on, let's do this or let's do that. No. One day I needed him to do something for me, and we have this older woman who left, graduated and got her own place. And I said, where are you going? I mean, she's older than me. She must be 80. And anyway, I said, where are you going, Beau? He said, I've got to take her food box.
Sad thing is she's younger than me.
Huh?
She's actually younger than me. She just looks 80.
Really?
Yeah, she's had a
hard life. But you know
had a
what?
rough life.
No matter what your life's been, it can get better. Don't you believe that?
Absolutely. She's eating good, and she's happy, and she does her best. She can't drive, but so we make sure we get her food whenever she calls, and hygienes, not just food. Bus passes. she'll once you give her an inch, and she will push it a little bit, and want you to drop off her bus pass and everything else. Try to. But I love her a lot. We have a lot of them like that though, that they're not used to people. I mean, a lot of them don't have anybody. That's another thing, and a lot of them just for whether it be from fault of their own or not. When you still wake up and you have no one, it feels good to have a family.
I have so many women to call me. They say, I have no one but you that will even answer my phone call.
Get a lot of that.
And I want to be aggravated with them, but what happens is I can't. I just can't.
Well, I'm quick to get aggravated, and everybody laughs at me because I'll get aggravated so quick, and then it lasts about 90 seconds, and then I'm calling them back, trying to love on them because I realized I was probably shorter than I need to be, or didn't give them the time that they needed, and so I do try to. Once again, fall short, but I do try to let them know that they are loved and appreciated.
For somebody that doesn't have anything, to give them that hope and love is just remarkable.
Yeah. Well, they do. They've got a family. They've got 10, 12,000 person deep family now.
Yeah.
I think that's the
Lovelady
thing.
family.
And they know.
We
that.
have about 15,000 women who have come through the program, and during our reunion time, we had thousands of women to come, and even more to call. And I'll be out somewhere, and I see women all the time that tell me they graduated the program, and because we've had so many, I won't even know. Do you know? You know more by name. I hear that than just about anybody. I guess because you're like a central thing, and you don't have just a select few that come to you, the whole place.
Yeah, probably. But just because I've got my I guess hand in almost every department, and that's what I love that because my personality.
You
is
go up there on Saturday mornings.
a lot of Saturdays, and sometimes and Sundays sometimes. But and I'm blessed with for my personality too, and I think this is where God put me in the right position. I'm flexible. Sometimes I may have to work 3 24-hour days, it seems like, and then next couple of days may be a little easier. And so I don't work a schedule like that. I work whatever needs to be done. So sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's not so hard. But I think the key to what I do is just always.
It looks like a city in the back with all the activity going on.
Oh, we have a lot.
You're fixing so much stuff at one time.
Well, not just that. We have when you talk about the activity in the back, nobody really seems to always think of myself as running the back, the back, like if you're in a restaurant, the back kitchen or whatever. But I tend to, I mean, we get probably 4 to 6 tractor trailer load deliveries a day. And some of them are, 24-foot box truck when I say tractor trailer, but still, we get a massive amount of deliveries. So
We're so thankful to all the companies in the stores that support us.
We get so much support from.
That's the reason we're able to feed so many people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a beehive back there.
Well, and the thrift stores too. I mean, that we get the community blesses us so much with stuff for our thrift stores. Our thrift stores do a phenomenal job, and they boom, and a lot of it is through stores, through donations that way, but a lot of it is just the community. They pour out to us, and we're so thankful for them too.
I would love to just thank everybody, but I can't do it by name because
Well, you never.
I'll forget somebody.
Yeah, it take forever for sure.
We have a dental clinic.
Yeah, and we're actually upgrading the dental clinic, and I think we're adding 6 more chairs, I think is what it is. So we're almost through with that. We're creating 2 new spaces right now because the building's maxed out, but we're creating 2 more spaces that have been somewhat of, for lack of term, dead spaces in the building that we just haven't done anything with. That's going to allow us to have about 20 more places for girls to get off the street. Ultimately. So we have a lot of exciting stuff that's happening. Able to update our fire system. Thanks to the development team, we've got the money to get our fire system updated, and that's so important to me. Just to, let you sleep better at night. I mean, we've had a good fire system, for years. It's not like we didn't, but it was time for an upgrade, and so all that's new. Or in the process of being new. It's a lot of stuff. Blessed with new kitchen equipment. We've been literally cooking 2,000 meals a day, and I round up, it's really 1,900 or something like that, but with some of the most outdated kitchen equipment you could ever imagine. I mean, at times we're trying to run it on 2 stoves just because it was, kitchen equipment's expensive. Just to replace what we had, I think it was around $100,000 with new. So we just.
I've got to make sure everybody knows this. Now, I'm not saying God's calling you to start a Love Lady Center. I'm not saying that. I don't know what He's calling you to do. But the most unworthy person you could imagine is sitting right here. I think about it, and sometimes I don't even know what I was thinking. You have to just turn it over, and you just have to say whatever. I know yesterday I saw a shirt, and it said, faith over fear. If anybody thinks I wasn't nervous or scared, they don't know. I was nervous and scared and desperate. And I didn't even know how to spell Tutwiler, much less I had never been to jail or nothing like that. And when something happened in my life and I knew that God wanted me to serve Him, it took me a while to decide to do it. And I look at it today, and I am just overwhelmed at what God has done. And I know when you said a minute ago, you didn't feel worthy. I never feel worthy.
Well,
I feel kind of like, because everybody, oh, Miss Brenda, you thank you for this or that, but it's not me. It's Him. And my family, no matter if they were for it or against it, have joined in, and it's just amazing what God has done. I mean, do you not look back on how you were compared to your life today? Would you go back?
No, I couldn't even fathom it. I mean, it's not. No, I mean, I'm there. I get run off. This is who I am now. I wouldn't have it any other way. I would feel like I abandoned the girls. I mean, I abandoned Melinda, you. I mean, I couldn't do it. I wouldn't, couldn't, it doesn't matter about the money.
And this is from the guy that I couldn't get here. That didn't like my first book.
Well, you kind of were ugly about me, didn't it?
I was not ugly about him. Was not ugly at all.
I was the son that wouldn't. I don't even think you mentioned my name actually. In the book.
I did so mention his name.
If you want to get technical.
You better read that one again, son.
I read it. I've read them all, and I actually like the second book better. I think.
You like the second book better?
I do.
Well, y'all read my books and see which one you like better. I'm writing a third one now.
I have a vote, but I do. I like the second book.
Because of the stories.
I think so. Just getting it brought it home with some of the ladies and their situations. And
He's got one. He takes. I called him and I said, "Where are you?" And he said, "I'm taking so and so to chemotherapy." And I'm sitting in the car doing my work on the phone. I said, "Chemotherapy? What are you doing that for?" I said, "Why didn't you get a girl that?" Well, she's nervous and now.
And she's cancer free, by the way. She got to ring the bell and just actually went. I think it was last week for her follow-up 6 month.
Ring
review.
the bell.
Yeah, when you get through with your cancer treatments, you get to, and you're done with it. You get to ring the bell, and she rung the bell. And anyway, she had her 6 month, I think, follow-up. I think it was last week. And anyway, she's cancer free. That's
That
good.
is so good. I saw her.
And she's what we call a lifer. She'll be with us from now on, I think.
She was in prison for so many years, and some of these people need to leave, and we're getting a better aftercare place.
Yes, we've got 2 or 3 apartment complexes that we've leased, multiple houses, and I think that's the one good thing about our program. And I'm not program oriented. I'm more.
Melinda is the program oriented.
Yes, I'm more building and maintenance and security and just general.
Manna.
Yeah, kitchen, manna, whatever. Everything but program oriented. But what I do see is our aftercare is the key, is keeping them plugged in once they complete the program. Giving them a good dose of Jesus along the way.
Beau's wife is on over aftercare.
Right, but it's really keeping them plugged in to the center. We're able to still help them. Thank goodness, with manna through the food, through the dental. They still have access to the dental. They still have access to, if they want to. We just upgraded the furniture in our cafeteria. If they want to just bring instead of going to McDonald's every night, if they can't cook or whatever, they're more than welcome to come into the building, bring their kids. They can have dinner with us. So it just keeps them plugged in. They need things from the thrift store. We're able to help them with that. They need to put 2 tires on a girl's car this morning. I mean, we just try to keep them plugged in. But with that, we have the drug test that we have random drug tests. I mean, we keep them accountable. They have to come to church services or weekly. There's a certain amount of things that go along with us.
You know what? That's how it is in real life, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to. You can't go out and do drugs. Let's face that.
You have to work.
You have to work. You have to take care of your kids if you got them. We do a lot of getting women back with their children, and that there's a lot of responsibility with living a normal life. But my goodness, how happy they are!
They want to be held accountable. I think they really enjoy
It
being
gives
held
you
accountable.
stability.
Yeah, absolutely. Matter of fact, I had a call from one of the guys that actually works doing a lot of the construction projects for us Saturday, because they heard about the Thanksgiving, and he kind of doesn't technically work for Lovelady, but his wife used to work for Lovelady, and he's like, what's up with the Thanksgiving dinner? And I said, well, it's really for the Lovelady, staff, and he's like, well, she's been watching it. She still gets on the staff. She gets staff emails, and she really wants to know if we can come.
Did they come?
No, and I don't even want to tell you. I did not follow up on it, and my feelings hurt. My feelings were hurt all day yesterday because I looked up and didn't see them, and then I immediately texted him, and he's like, well, you didn't tell me all the details and if I could come, and I got sidetracked. We had some problems at the thrift store Saturday afternoon.
Did you tell them to come to Thanksgiving dinner Thursday?
Oh, yes, for sure. But they're always around, and they know that we love them. But still, I dropped the ball, and I realized.
Sometimes I drop the ball, too, and people think, Miss Brenda, you didn't do that. You don't love me. You didn't do that. And it's just because I'm human, I forget.
Right. Well, we had some issues.
Boy, do I forget.
Saturday afternoon, and with some thrift stores, always a problem, like some flooding and whatever. And then I just got sidetracked. I mean, that's just.
Beau works with Elizabeth, not on a daily basis, but with all the big issues at the thrift store. And not too long ago, somebody accidentally left the car in drive and rammed through the building.
I think that's happened 3 times.
It's just life. I don't get all upset about it anymore.
Well, you can't.
Things that used to would throw me in a complete tailspin. I just, oh, yeah, well, that happened. And, you can do that with life, too. Everything is not terrible. I mean, I can look back on things that I thought were terrible in my life, and I can see where they made me who I am today.
Well, they pass. Things pass, and if you just kind of relax long enough, you'll look back and that wasn't so bad.
As you get older, especially, I'll look back on stuff. I think about like when you and Matthew and Melinda and Miranda were just babies, and then I see how you've grown up into the people you've grown up to be, and I am so thankful for that. I'm so thankful for you following God's leading and coming up to Birmingham and working with us.
Well, it was time, and I think timing's everything. And I think at the time when I did come, the people that I maybe filled their shoes, there was a transition in the middle of that. They were stepping out to do some other things or whatever, and so it just.
You
it
replaced
started.
a bunch of people with one person. You.
Well, that sounds better than it is, but I mean, I guess on paper, I don't know if I would say I replaced them, but it was a transition time, and it was going to be just to help fill those shoes, and then it just grew into where I didn't leave.
Well, I'm thinking about what all you've done. I think it's important we are a women's ministry, and I think it is important for our women to be around good men because they've been around so many bad men, and we have a strict policy, and Beau adheres to it. They can only work certain hours. They have to be accountable. How's that going? Do you have many problems?
We've had a few, but not bad. I mean, we try to nip it pretty quick if we see, it is difficult with working with 500 women and 4 men in the building sometimes, but for the most part, we've got some decent men there. God's brought a lot of decent men on it, and a lot of them too. I brought my crew, so a lot of them are people that've been working with me for years. So I mean, I've got one in particular's worked with me kind of off and on for 20 years. So he came. Anyway, I was blessed enough to, and this is one way that I think God put me in that place. I was blessed enough to have kind of a team that was able just to step in.
Okay.
In some of these things. And when you cutting up about me, the bars and the restaurants, but that was something else I had just enough experience to squeak us by, because I was familiar with that type of industry.
You've been incredible, and I couldn't be more proud. We got to go, but I want you to, if you have one thing to say that you would want to make sure people hear, what is it?
Trust God. I was telling somebody yesterday, when we need something, and this is something you'd have to see it to believe it. We prayed for a forklift. 24 hours later, God delivers a forklift. We pray for milk. One day we get 800 gallons of milk within 24 hours. I mean, just it truthfully, and I'm not saying don't work, but just trust that God's going to bring it.
Well, I guess we're going to end that with trust. Have your faith over fear. Grow it that way. And just, we welcome you at the Love Lady Center. Beau, you're incredible. And I would say that if I didn't even know you personally, much less to be my son. I love you.
I love you.
Thank y'all for being here today.